Welcome back to the channel, guys. I want to talk everything I know about the up-and-coming Scary Movie 6. We're finally getting a Scary Movie back in this franchise. It's been 13 years since the last installment and 26 years since it first started out, since the original movie, which spawned 4 sequels up to this point. So the thing I want to talk about is what I know about this movie. So with this being the 6th installment, it comes out June 12th of this year, 2026. It's already in post-production. They already wrapped filming. Cool thing about this is a lot of the OG cast from the very first movie, they're back, baby. Yes. Even the Wayne brothers started off with Keenan Ivory Wayans. You know, he directed the first and the second movie. Marlon and Sean, they're going to be back. They were the writers of the original and the second movie. And of course, they play Shorty and Ray in the first two movies. So the first two movies was very dominant when it comes to the Wayne brothers. And all three of them were going to come back for the third movie, but the studio kind of screwed them over, just like what Hollywood does. Where the studio pretty much told these three guys, you're going to get a pay cut due to the contract that you first signed before. And they're like, no, we're not going to do a pay cut. We're pretty good fucking actors and directors and writers, so we're going to take out talents. And they went to do White Chicks, which was a pretty fucking good movie. But the studio took their idea of what they wanted for the third movie and they ran with it. So that's why they weren't part of 3, 4, or 5, but they're all coming back for this 6th movie. So before I get into the casting of Scream 6, let's take a step back and talk about everything I know leading up to this. So remember the first movie, it was mostly it's a parody of like the movie Scream, and I know we did last summer. Those were like the main ones. And I remember watching this in theaters. It was funny. I remember like it was yesterday. Because this came out in 1999, if I remember correctly. I might be off by a year or two. So I was 9 years old. I remember watching this, and his mom got super mad because she thought this was going to be a comedy movie, so she brought her kid. And of course, you see a bunch of boobs and tits and all that stuff from the Playboy magazine within the first like 10 minutes. She got up, she was so mad, and I was like, come on, man, this is a great start of this movie, and I would never forget that moment. But of course, in the second movie, the parody from the second movie was The Haunting on the Hill House, something like that. And I'll never forget the guy with the hand.
Child, I made them by hand.
I love that whole scene. In those first two movies, they were all rated R. That's why they got to do what they got to do. But the third, fourth, and fifth movie was rated PG-13. And that's where they started to lose us customers. Third movie was Signs, The Ring. Fourth movie was War of the World. And the fifth movie was Mama. And by the fifth point, you had no original casting up to this point. And that is why we haven't got a Scream movie in 13 years. So the director of this new movie coming out would be Michael Tiddits. And he directed A Haunting House 1 and 2. Of course, the Wayne brothers were part of that, which was actually a pretty funny movie. So I'm glad he's coming back because he definitely has that comedy chop. And the things we know that are confirmed about this movie that they're going to be making fun of would be Get Out, Nope, Long Legs, Hereditary, Sinners, and of course there's rumors that they're going to be coming back to Scream, and I Know We Did Last Summer. Why? Because Scream and I Know We Did Last Summer both had a revamp of their franchise, so they're definitely going to make fun of that. But let's go over to the casting, because the casting is what I'm really excited for, because we all know at the end of the first movie, we had the killer that got away. Doofy, baby. Doofy got away, and we never saw him back. And he's back for this movie, baby, played by Dave Sheridan. So I can see this being something like he's back, the killer's back, and they got to try to solve it. I'm excited. Regina Hall, that played Brenda in the first 4 movies, she's coming back. Anna Faris, that plays Cindy, the most famous one, I would say, of all the groups. She was in the first 4 movies. She's coming back. Lachlan Monroe, he played Greg in the first movie. He's coming back. And we did see him in Freddy vs. Jason. And that's also where I saw him. That's really what I know him for, was those 2 roles. Sherry O'Tara, she's coming back from the first movie. We got John Abrahams that play Bobby from the first movie. He's coming back. Damian Wayne Jr., he's going to be the new addition to this. Greg Rains is going to be a new addition to this. And we got Kim Wayans. So we got 6 of the Wayne families going to be part of this movie. I'm excited. I love this whole family. And the last 2 I want to talk about is Chris Ilya and Heidi Gardner. They kind of round up the rest of the casting. So this movie is going to be full of the original casting, which I'm excited for. And really, guys, this franchise in 5 movies made $900 million grossing on just a $172 million budget. So of course, at some point, it was going to come back. Alright, Section Monkeys, that's all I know about the up-and-coming Scary Movie 6 that'll be coming out here in June. Until then, hope you have a good day.